So, Kyle, just taking away from all those, like real estate topics. Like, what's like your favorite book or like podcast that you listen to?
So my favorite podcast I listen to is the Old Capital Real Estate Investing podcast with Paul Peebles, Michael Becker, James Ang, John Brickson. Really, really, really good podcast. Those guys are commercial lenders who predominantly lend on apartment communities. Michael Becker actually owns over 7,000 units as a GP. So he used to be a lender and now he's an owner. So he jokingly, they call him the mayor of Beckerville, because when you think about it, if you own 7,000 units and you have 3 people in each unit, you're housing over 20,000 people. That's bigger than a lot of towns. So that's a great podcast, really informational. They put out 2 episodes a week. One is called Ask Mike Mondays, which is like a quick 10-minute episode where they ask a quick question and he answers it. And then they do like one every Thursday typically, and that's going to be on a specific topic. It could be on anything from water conservation strategies, could be on acquiring apartment strategies, just basic stuff like that. Could be on like an update on like loans and stuff like that. But it's a really, really, really good podcast. And the best book I've ever read that related to real estate investing is called The Best Ever Apartment Syndication Book by Joe Fairless. A lot of the stuff in that book I think is applicable not only to just syndication but all real estate investing, because when you're doing a syndication, you are going into an apartment complex. A lot of times you're doing renovations, so it goes over renovations. It goes everything from starting a syndication, goes everything from raising equity for deals, what to look out for in deals, what to look out for as a both GP, general partner, who's putting together the syndication, and also the LP, the person who's just handing their money over too. That's a really, really good book. I can't stress that book enough. I think that book, it's $50, but with that being said, it's a $50 book, which I know is a little more expensive for a book, but I make no exaggeration when I say that. That $50 book probably has enough jam-packed content that its value probably has $10,000 at least worth of educational content, because there's education programs that'll charge you $10,000 for the same education that he teaches in that book. Joe has a great podcast too called the Best Ever Real Estate Investing Podcast, I think.
Right.
Or Best
Every
Ever
day.
something podcast.
He does
But
it
it's
every
good. He does
day.
it every single day, and that's good. I actually have a call with Joe at 3:30 today. So
Oh, nice.
yeah. So. But yeah, it's a really good, really, really, really good book. If you could read one book on real estate investing, I would probably read that book. Best Ever Apartment Syndication Book.